everyone, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make a bond with your horse, or how to get a better bond with your horse, or even how to get a bond back with your horse, because I think we've all been there. I've definitely been there a few times with Yeller, or I've had a few falling outs with Yeller. But anyway, let's get into it. So first I just wanted to talk about some things, or one thing specifically that I've heard no one else talking about in these types of videos, and that is awareness to your horse. You can be doing everything right that you need to get a bond, but you might not be thinking in the right way, which is what's holding you back from getting your bond. So say you're taking your horse out to graze, that is great bonding time for you two, but you have your mind on other things, kind of what you're going to do this morning or what you're going to do tonight, and you're just not in the present with your horse. That can be very distracting and questionable for your horse, because horses are never thinking like that. Horses think in ways where they're never thinking about the morning or the night or what they're going to do later in the day or who they're going to spend time with. They're just going kind of with it. Just have to think in the moment with our horses, and that can be quite challenging for a few people. After a little while you get used to being like that, but when you're with your horse, try to focus on all your surrounding sounds, what you see, what you hear, how you're feeling. Just kind of keep a focus on those sounds, and in no time you should be feeling in the present with your horse, and that can really help for all these exercises that I'm going to show you. So if your horse is in a pasture, or even just in a stall, they love doing this in a stall too, you can just go and pet them. Sometimes that's all I do. I just come out here because I'm feeling lonely and I just pet Yeller. Even brushing them out in the pasture. We do that a lot. We brush our horses out in the pasture. Yeah, I know. But that is a great way to bond with your horse. It's just coming out here and petting your horse in the pasture. So another great thing to do with your horse is taking them for walks. I have Yeller right here, and I just have my hand here, because he loves just going for walks with me. But walking your horse is definitely a great way to bond with them. So something we also like to do with Yeller is if your horse needs feed in the morning, and that's one thing that we do, is I just take him in the barn, I feed him, and I also brush him. So feeding your horse and just standing with them and not walking away while you're feeding them is definitely an amazing way to bond with your horse or get a bond back. So brushing is also a great way to bond with your horse, because it just makes them so nice and clean for you, and it makes them so comfortable for them too. So it's making them comfortable and helping them bond with you at the same time. And if your horse is eating for 2 times in a day, like he eats morning and night, so in the morning for him, I give him his full good brushing, because he doesn't need 2 brushings in one day. That just brings out way too much of the natural oil in his coat. So then at night, I'm just giving him a little brush down where all the muddy spots are, from on his hocks where he's kicked up dirt, and maybe under his belly. And then I just stand the rest of the time with him, just petting him or watching him eat. So another great thing that I love doing with my horses, especially when we get new horses, I just love to take them out on the lawn and graze them. So he's just grazing right now, and we have a pretty big lawn, so he can pretty much graze from anywhere he wants. It's definitely something that you need to be in your awareness for, because they need to know that you're there with them to keep them safe if they hear anything when they're outside. But this is definitely still a great way to bond with your horse. Yeah. So the next thing you can do with your horse is just take them in the arena and let them off lead. And sometimes he just goes ballistic and goes zoom around the arena, and I'll just run with him because he just loves walking around. He usually walks to the end of the door. So that is something that he loves doing every day. Before we ride, I let him off his lead, and then he just runs around with me. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is groundwork. This is the last thing, bonding technique, I will probably talk about. But groundwork can really benefit if you have a new horse that you're wanting to bond with, because everything I said before, walking around with your horse and letting them graze is all good. But it's more so fun bonding techniques and groundwork. If you get a new horse, then it's kind of getting to know each other. Alright, so now I just got Yeller running around again. Might follow me back over here. But I wanted to talk about some things that you probably shouldn't do while doing this. So these tips are mainly for the arena work, what you shouldn't do. But what you shouldn't do for arena work, especially with the running around, is if your horse is kind of running around the arena, if they run around and they're tossing their head with you, then and kind of bucking and running when you run, then that's a sign that they like running and that you can run with them and that they like you running with them and that they like you playing with them. But something that you shouldn't do is if you're trying to run around with your horse in the arena, is if they're just kind of walking around and they're not really paying attention to you, they could just not want to run around with you and they just don't feel like running around. If they're running away from you and not turning around back to you, and they just really look like they don't want to be around you, just let them go, let them run around by themselves. If they're not showing signs of interest in you, they'll come to you when they want to. So something I also wanted to talk about is, because this video is also titled How to Get a Bond Back with Your Horse, or How to Make a Better Bond with Your Horse, the reason that might not be working is because of the awareness thing that I talked about in the beginning. But anyways, so what I wanted to talk about was kind of why you lost a bond with your horse. And the reason that might be is if you're more stressed out than usual, then they could be sensing that. Horses sense all your feelings and they know exactly how you're feeling. You can't lie to them, especially not spending as much time as them. When I don't spend as much time with Yeller, he's less likely to come, and that's when I know that we need a bonding day. So if you're not busy one day, just set aside a day for your horse and you, and not even just a whole day, like even just an hour where you just do this stuff in this video and where you just kind of don't ride your horse on your bonding day. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed that video. Yeller was a great example horse. Come here, good boy. But Yeller was being a great example horse. And yeah, so if that video helped you, then please leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, I will try and link a video. I will try and link a better video to this if I find another video that maybe has more options in it as to how you can bond with your horse. So yeah, me and Yeller, we'll see you all next time.